Ja, hallo Internet, was geht? Wir sind schon wieder da. Ich bin immer noch hier. Das ist mein letztes Segment. Wir haben jetzt wieder eine Dreiviertelstunde Zeit, hier Action zu machen. Und ich habe neben mir jemanden sitzen, mit dem ich mich gleich unterhalten werde. Noch spreche ich in einer fremden Sprache. Er weiß nicht, wovon ich rede, weil er meine Sprache nicht spricht. Wir werden uns gleich auf Englisch unterhalten. Aber ich begrüße ihn. Hello, Nicholas.
Hello.
Welcome to my stream.
Thank you.
So we are going to present your game. My Memories of Us, right?
My Memory of Us, yes.
My Memory of Us. When I saw your game, it reminded me of Limbo and Far Lone Sails. Is there any inspiration found in that?
Limbo a bit, but mostly Violent Hearts.
Violent Hearts?
Yeah,
from
Ubisoft.
I cried playing that. I
can assure you will if you finish this one.
Alright. Lieber Chat, falls ihr Fragen zu diesem Spiel habt, Fragen an den Entwickler habt, wir müssen das so rum machen, dass ihr mich fragt und ich werde das übersetzen und dann kann ich das weitergeben. I just told them that they can ask questions, but I have to translate them for you.
Yeah,
Alright.
of course.
Show me your game.
Okay, so firstly we start in the present day as a girl inside. I will probably more from the movie itself. So let's watch it a bit.
On even very ordinary days. That special night, it all began with a girl who always had her head stuck inside a book. She loved monsters, robots and battles, but she was ready to find a new story. Luckily, she was on her way to my bookstore.
The voice of the narrator sounds familiar.
Yeah, it is.
Is he kind of famous?
Actually, yes, exactly. I was like a kid when I was on the recordings. So this guy is very famous from one of the Star Trek series and from X-Men as well. So you can guess.
The bald guy, we won't say his name.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
So we are on the present day now with a girl who seeks a new story. So she go to an antique shop to find some interesting book for her.
Yeah.
It's the beginning is a little bit slower to give you
just take
emotional,
in the atmosphere.
Yeah, taking in the atmosphere, showing you what's going on. Later on, it's more much faster sometimes.
Chat is complimenting you on how good the game looks.
Thank you.
They are amazed. Of course, dear chat, you can ask questions in English, so Nicholas can read them himself if there's time.
Yeah, if I can.
But I will
both.
try to pay attention to the chat so you can explain and present your game, because this is the opportunity for you to show them what your game is about.
So the game is about two friends during World War II. Everything is told by this old fella sitting in the chair downstairs. In a second he will start his story about his past, kind of. He don't want to terrify the girl, so he tell her a fairy tale instead of story itself, you know. We try to use only communication inside the levels to do not break the immersion with comic chat bubbles instead of dialogues itself. The dialogues are only in cinematics between the levels.
Ach Jörg, oh, Jörg hat sein Handy vergessen. I'm quite intrigued by the black and white look, only highlighting is one color, red.
Yes. That was made in purpose from one reason, because we wanted to show the interactive elements on the levels, and from the other hand it shows the exclusion of some part of society that will begin in 1/3 of the game. So on the beginning there are both of the characters are grey. Everything is grey, only the interactive elements are red.
Fell out from between the pages. It had been torn in two, and it showed a young girl in ragged, old-fashioned clothes. I knew Was it my old eyes, or did the girl in the picture have the same expression as the girl before me? I brewed some tea and decided that I was going to tell her a story, a robot story, about my friend, the girl in the photograph. The memories were swarming inside my head. I was up on the city rooftops and police were chasing. I ran as fast as I could, and still they came after me.
I'm just amazed by the narrator and his voice.
Yeah,
If
you have about 45 minutes of this voice inside the game, nearly 2 hours, so, you know, lots of stuff going on in there. So the beginning of past element is only boy. We introduce you to all the mechanics inside with a simple not tutorials, but tutorials kind of style, you know, just showing
cover
you
tutorials.
cover tutorials.
Stealth tutorials.
Stealth tutorials. So he's a sneaky one who can sneak in some places, hide in shadows, stuff like that. But he's a thief as well. So in one of the levels, he will need to steal elements from the police officers. So now on, we are before the war. As you can see, those aren't all robots. Those are policemen before the war.
The game looks pretty polished to me. There's sound, there's narration, animation is superb. When are you guys releasing?
We released 9th of October this year for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
So in 2 months.
Yes. This year it's supposed to be Switch as well till the end of the year. We sometimes wanted to break the hard stuff, the depressing stuff on the levels itself by humor, like jumping into dumpster, you know, elements like that. So from now on, we met a girl, and they start to make their friendship. The friendship begins. The most unique element that we are proud of is that we managed to make a pair mechanics. So you always can connect together, and if the character in front have a special abilities like she has, she can run, she is stronger and older, so they are together able to run.
But if you switch and
you can sneak together.
Gotcha.
She won't be able to do that by herself, but with him, they are stronger.
So it's a game about friendship?
Yes.
One of the biggest motives?
Yes. We have some extra elements like...
Can I ask how big your company is? How many people are working on the game?
On this project was 3 level designers, 2 programmers, 2 graphic artists,
2 graphic artists?
Sound engineer.
I'm just amazed by how the game looks. I think it's gorgeous.
3 animators. I learned how to animate on this project, seriously. The biggest challenge for me, at least, was to combine those 3 animators because every one of them had a different style. It's a 2D animation, so it's quite difficult to find people that know how to do that because long time ago the 2D is past, you know. We have even one of the animators who was working for Hanna-Barbera, the cartoon company from Germany.
What's it called?
Hanna-Barbera. I don't remember. I don't know what the German name. It's Hanna-Barbera, something like that.
Chat. These guys can tell me if they know what you're talking about. But Chat is impressed and excited for a possible Switch release, and they are asking, what do you expect for playtime? How long approximately?
To be honest, we tested it as a focus test with some hardcore gamers that we know from our, game dev society. It usually took them about 5 hours to pass the game with a little help. So most probably it will be like from 5 to 7, 8 hours, something like that.
The guys in chat seem to know what Hanna-Barbera is. I don't know. but it seems to be the issue seems to be that I'm just too young to know.
Yeah, it was in 80s.
Yeah,
so
I was
early
born,
90s.
I was
kind of.
born
Yeah,
94.
Tom and Jerry. Exactly.
All right.
That's
all right.
Hanna-Barbera. So the issue was that every one of the animators have a different style. So I forced them kind of to work on the same characters. So they will try to manage the style between themselves as well. I think we managed that. Most of the voiceover inside the game, like is recorded by me and one of the our graphic artists. So she recorded the woman. I recorded most of civilian guys. This guy is recorded by one of our programmers. Robot Soldier is our tester, so everyone
living
had
the indie spirit.
Yeah, it was
Doing
awesome
everything.
experience, to be honest.
We just talked about the playtime and how it's 5 hours if you have help and know what you're doing. But we are just gazing through gorgeous environments. I can't stress it enough. The game really looks beautiful.
Yeah, we don't have much content for this demo, to be honest. I'm rushing it as usual because I'm used to it.
But we're just passing beautiful scenery after scenery without even appreciating what we're seeing. We're just running through.
Sorry, it's my you know. We have a lot of mini games inside. One of them are environmental, one of them are quick time events, one of them are logic puzzles as well. It's totally different in each level. We don't use same mini game in any level except this one. This one is now and in the middle of the game. That's the only mini game that we use twice. Other stuff is just new and new and new and new.
So we're at the beginning of the game, but later on, are you able to explore the levels, or is there a strict path you have to follow?
There is a strict path you need to follow. Of course, you can walk around a bit to interact with, to find a solution, but it's more linear style, unfortunately.
Like
we couldn't we couldn't handle open worlds.
I'm not talking about open worlds.
The idea was to make a special hub where you start your missions, etc., but it hasn't worked at all.
I think open world can destroy a game like that, but if you have the ability to explore a gorgeous world you're really feel immersed in, I think it's the game profits from that.
Yeah, you can a bit. I can show you one of the places I like because we recorded live music for it. It's one of the places in this level exactly where we recorded the violin and guy that uses, I don't know the English name as well, so I won't try to. Yeah, so girl has a sling, which was in the previous level we haven't shown at this time. She obtained a sling, so she can shoot to some elements. And the boy have a mirror. He can blind some people inside if there is a special light spot for him. So this is one of the places I love. There is nearly 2-minute music from those guys. If we switch a bit to the game music, you can hear it. It's a live video, lifestyle.
These are the things I was talking about, just to take in the atmosphere of the game, get a feel for the world you built.
Yeah. It's about 2 minutes of this song inside this special spot. You won't be having anything else, any other stuff like that in this in the whole game. So it looks like this. So we need to go to I don't know, the military camp where all the food was brought to because of the preparation for the attack. But we don't have a coin to go with a drum. So we need to obtain the wine for one guy near the drum to... Oh, okay, sorry. To get a coin from him and get inside. Yeah, I need to wait a bit for
Yeah,
now.
we were talking about a strict path through the game, but you have to find the stuff out. You have to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
That's,
You have
that's
played
true.
it before.
for me, it's
Yeah.
straight.
But I have to figure out what you do.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
it's exploring. It's not open world. Why would you build an open world for a game like that? But it's that what I was hoping for.
Yeah. You don't have straight path like moving forward only. Shit, yeah. Okay, so we can now steal that probably. And run away. We worked a lot on animations, that's for sure, you know, because we have about 4 hours of animations itself inside the game for the characters. There are lots of characters inside, mainly on similar skeletons, but differently moving for special purposes.
About 2 months ago, I played Far Lone Sails. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, totally. I was
So-
following it as well. I met the producers of this as well. So
And people are taking quite a liking to it. They are impressed. And I played it, and I felt empty because the world didn't tell me enough of a story. You had to find yourself in the world and the story built around it. But like you did, like Limbo did it, and like Valiant Hearts did it, this is the world giving me its story. I'm free to explore, but you're telling me the story directly, and I appreciate that very much. I didn't like Far Lone Sails, to be honest. It wasn't for my liking.
I like it, to be honest. I played it a bit, so it's nice for me. It's innovative. We kind of try to approach with straight communication, with, like you say, icons, iconographic stuff. So in a game now, we entered the military compound where we wanted to steal a cake for her because she has a birthday. So we'll try to do that.
Lieber Chat, falls ihr noch Fragen habt, ich kann euch die auch gerne übersetzen. Ihr könnt die sehr, sehr gerne auf Deutsch in den Chat schreiben. Dann kann ich die direkt an Nicholas weitergeben.
Okay.
I just told them once again if they have any questions. I think you're the guy. I can ask anything.
Hopefully. So she ran away before in front of the soldiers. So we need to not this button. I'm used to pad and it's not working. So
Yeah, sure. It's the controls. It's
Sorry.
all right, Nicholas. It's the controls. The way the world's presented in black and white. I still wait for this moment. It's flashing me with colors. I feel like there could be one moment in the game where there's more than black and white in colors.
Yeah. There are
But
lots
we have
of
to wait for it. We have to
Yeah.
work there to get it.
Not this way. Sorry.
Maybe technical question. Which engine do you use?
It's Unity.
Why is he alone? Where's his?
If in one of the scenes before,
Yeah.
the soldiers start to chase her because she boosted him up to the ladder, and she started to run. So yeah, those guys and hide probably somewhere or stuff like that. So we see the cake, we see the doors and a pin pad. So how to open it? We have some extra stuff inside here. Oh, somebody took the special stuff inside here. So yeah, we have as well kind of adventure style elements, like you can see a portrait of this guy in here and downstairs. So, and this wardrobe looks like a pin pad. So you need to figure it out how to open it. So you can open all of the shelves in here, and the only matching stuff inside those shelves is medals. So those medals need to be a solution for the pin pad code. Okay.
At the beginning of the stream, Nicholas was stating that Valiant Hearts was an inspiration for the game, and we already covered the question how big the team is. It was 10 to 15 people, right?
For now, it's 6 people on board and 6 people working with us as an outsource. So the main team is six people, and 6 people was working as co-workers from the other places, not exactly the office itself.
Chat is asking if you prevent brute forcing the lock. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that, to be honest.
No, we haven't. You can brute force.
Brute forcing just means type in every combination possible.
Yeah.
So you
get. I totally understand how
yeah.
how it's supposed to be. Okay, this is the final scene of the demo. So they find a cake. He's happy and stuff like that, but something went wrong.
It all went wrong. She watched as I was caught
This voice,
trying
man.
to steal that cake. I was led away, and there was nothing she could do. It wasn't even a very big cake. The soldiers were angry with me, but they had more important things to think about. The army was setting up lines of defense. Invaders were coming. Then came the distant roar of aircraft and tanks and the deathly tramp of metal feet. But my friend didn't leave me. She was determined to come to my rescue.
Yeah.
I feel like I should clap right now.
Thank
You
you.
guys could clap in chat and at home. I guess this is our time for today. We are done. All right, Nicholas, first of all, let me thank you for being here.
Thanks
for
very
showing
much
your
for
game.
taking us. As you can see, there are red girl over here. In the final game, there is some quite nice animation in the main menu as well. We haven't been able to do that for USK builds before the game's gone, but it's already in place.
All right.
The girl changed color with a part of society that starts to be excluded from the some places like coffee shops, parks, etc. in some period in the game. Like we have, firstly we have, you know, pre-war, start the occupation, creation of a ghetto, and so on, you know. So that is the story.
If you guys are interested in the story of friendship, My Memory of Us will be released in October for PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and maybe for the Switch.
Switch a little bit later on, but in this year as well.
Maybe. Das war's tatsächlich hier von heute. Ich bin damit fertig. Das war meine 1-2 Stunden hier an der Indie Arena Booth. Ich habe das sehr enjoyed, das war sehr toll. Ich habe sehr viel Spaß gehabt. Ich glaube, hier kommen jetzt die Pixelmaniacs her, ist das richtig? Okay, ihr habt jetzt 15 Minuten Pause, danach werdet ihr hier bespaßt von den Pixelmaniacs. Ich räume die Bühne. Falls ihr auf der Gamescom seid, kommt vorbei, holt euch eine Umarmung ab. Es ist gar nicht so warm, ich schwitze gar nicht so viel. Dankeschön, dass ihr da wart. Ich wünsche euch eine fantastische Gamescom. Nicholas, thanks again for being here, for presenting your game. Macht's gut, viel Spaß auf der Messe, viel Spaß in diesem Stream. Tschüss.